I think I pressed all the right things. I think I got all the buttons in the correct order. I hope so. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. With maybe Ethereal's right. Maybe the GPU is cooked. It's hard to say if everything's working. All right, so the stream's there. I'm gonna switch this over to the little chat tab because my. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. There we go. Make that bigger there, because most of the time the screen where I keep the stream information times out. It gets all weird. I think it's working. I hope it's working. I don't know. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope you are doing all right. Hope you've had a wonderful week so far, and I hope that you've got something interesting to play that isn't Star Citizen, because my god, is it cooked. It's so cooked. Insert Gordon Ramsay joke here, because that's where we're at. And that's right, if you can tell by the title, 1 sub or 1 follow will decrease the delay of SQ42 by 1 day. That's my guarantee to you. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube, follow the Twitch. If you do both, that's 2 days. It technically counts as 2 days. You're really just doing it for the community. And if you don't, then you're a monster. That's all I have to say about that. So I'm currently doing the one mission I could think of that wasn't going to be so broken that would make my experience absolutely unbearable, and that's going up to the footsies of popsicles in space and tap them. So it begins, grabs popcorn. I have attempted to find the one mission loop in this game that I have absolutely no investment in. It gives me nothing besides credits. Which, I mean, I need credits because I blew 2.5 million credits on cargo commodity trading, and that, well, we know how that turned out. So I'm literally just flying around in my Shiv, and I'm touching the footsies. And then when I get to a rank that's slightly higher, I'll find another mission where I probably have to kill someone, then touch the footsies. I'm brave. There's just nothing else I want to play at the moment, Hearn. Nothing else. Although I've got the playtest of Sand, and I was thinking about doing that. But my concern there is that I'm going to do that, spend too much time being invested in it, and then have none of that progress carry across. I know that you're not particularly into PvP, Hearn, but have you looked at Sand? Have you had a look at that game in any of the play tests or any of the footage? Because I love the desert in games. I love big machiney walkery things. So I'm in. It reminds me of Last Oasis a little bit. But I feel like I've got less to lose in that because I'm not building a base and I can't be raided in that sense, which is why I'm kind of like, I'm keen on it. I like it. It's got enough of that feel where it's like a tank. Yes, you're talking about Last Oasis. Yeah. But it's different in the sense that you don't live on it, right? So when you get stopped, you only really lose what you brought in with you in the same way of like Arc Raiders or Escape from Tarkov. But I think it's different enough from like Arc Raiders and Escape from Tarkov where you've got the vehicle side of things as well. So it'll be a nice break from that. It is my belief. The stress of PvP gets to me. Look, I'm the same, but I've only done a little bit of PvP in it and it was laggy as hell because that was when they only had, I think, US servers, but it's good fun. It's good fun. How you doing, Darker Shadow? What about you? Did you play Sand? You like shooting people, Darkest? I say with zero context. I'm sure you'll love Sand. Darkest doesn't play games with me. How you doing, Wintery Spy? What's cooking? Good looking? How are you doing? How you enjoying, like, the one warmish day we've had so far? Wintry, how you doing, man? Wait, watching with interest. I like the art style. Sand, is it a game? It is. It is a game. It's called Sand. I think they added in like a, I don't know what you call that thing when you add something else to the title after a semicolon, because people are like, I can't find Sand. When I Google Sand, it doesn't come up. So it's called Raiders of Sophie. But it's like an extraction robot mech shooter. It's really, like, Devasaur was playing it and he's like, you could play this solo, but it's definitely designed for like group play. Very cool. You do missions, bring back loot, all that kind of jazz, unlock components and parts to make it even better, cooler, more defensive / aggressive walker, all that jazz. Work and look at the family? Hells yeah. You like the art style? Watching with interest? Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't just be sitting on the fence like that. You're a Star Citizen player. You've already spent money on things that don't bring you joy. You might as well spend money on something that doesn't bring you joy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now. Shit. Saw that on Games Fest. Looked interesting. I've been telling you about it for a year and a half, Darkest. A year and a half, Darkest Shadow. This guy. Can you believe this guy, chat? Can you believe this guy? Damn, this is like a slow grind on these missions. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. But the other one, the other mission you can get, which is like go into the QV breaker stations, is the same amount of rep. It's the same amount of rep, so why would I... Wait. Did it now suddenly decide to break and now don't... Oh. Wait. But I touched his foot. But I touched his footsie. Did I not touch his footsie, chat? Did I not? I did think it looked like a game you had played ages ago, and you know... I thought I touched his footsie. Did I not touch his footsie? Did I not? I thought I had. Maybe it wasn't his footsie. Or maybe it's just, you know, Star Citizen being Star Citizen. And it's broken. Hey, man. 'Cause I'm free. Oh, wait, it's search. Tap. There we go. Maybe I didn't touch his footsie. Maybe I didn't. I love how the game is in the time section for the... Yeah. What was the first one you watched me play, bro? What was the first one you watched me play? I played a few games. I still got like a terrible clip of like when my camera wasn't properly green skinned, then I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance and I punched a chicken. Someone told me to punch a chicken. So I do this challenge in an ironclad enjoy, brother. True. Oh, it was Medieval Dynasty. Okay, so you were watching like way back when. Yeah. Medieval Dynasty. That was during the lockdown, right? Was it when it first came out and it was like cooked? That would have been during the first lockdown, right? Yeah. Okay, I did press it. Okay. Yeah, bro. Going back a ways. Woo. You requested playtest? You should immediately get access to it. I don't think they're really turning people away, Darkest. I don't think they're turning people away at all. I think they're just like, yep. They're just like, come on, please, come play it. Although I think there was like a server bash, server slam, what do they call it, on the weekend, like the 5th to 7th, and that's when you got like a free skin when the game comes out. Birthday twins, true. And then my brain stopped. My brain stopped for a moment, and now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, it's still up though, and the game comes out in 13 days. So... What does that even mean, Hearn? That's so confusing. What does that even mean? Validate my friendship level and don't want to play... Yeah, bro. Toxic. That's toxic. Wait. I've now touched this guy's footsie twice. Am I going mad? Is there another body? Ah, Nancy. Okay, look. Touch his knee. Make me dab. What up, Destroyer? How you doing? I could have just, you know what? I could have just pressed the button. Could have just done those ones. So, I haven't had a dab request in like 7 million years. Touch his knee. I think maybe there's another body. Well, the mission's broken. The wife still wears the hoodie. You can't get them anymore, bro. They were limited editions and now they're gone. Erie's got like the awkward turtle crop top hoodie. Okay, look. Third time's a charm. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway. Third time. Let's go back to the ship, shall we? Alright. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I keep waiting for the mission to pop back up and like troll me, and I'm like, would you... So conflicted about the Shiv. I mean, it's glass cannon and that semi-derelict Millennium Falcon vibe is so tempting. I'm right there with you, Galath. I have pledged it, unpledged it, pledged it, unpledged it a few times. And my big thing of why I didn't like it was I couldn't access the components. Because I was still in the mindset of like, oh, I want to be able to repair it with the multi-tool instead of using the stupid MFD thing. But with the latest changes to damage and everything, when I'm in PvE, no matter, like in the Zeus, because I can repair the components, they now destroy me. I don't get a chance if I'm running solo to repair it and get back to the sea. It doesn't matter. So I kind of went, well, I mean, if that's not a benefit, and the moment I get scuttled, I'm dead anyway, I might as well fly the ship that I enjoy. It being a glass cannon, I can live with, honestly. This is why I solo Perseus. Well, I mean, fair. Fair. Ethereally was soloing a Polaris the other day. He was running cargo. Ethereally was basically being a whale. Just doing some double streams? Yeah, true, Hatsy, true. Get them both. If you like and subscribe, which I think you already are, then you're taking days off the SQ42. So Ethereally is doing a whale thing of running cargo at stations with the fucking doors open, and some dude sneaks aboard and takes his ship. And he's like, why do people do this? I'm like, because you're darkest, zero fucking sympathy. Zero sympathy. Don't do whale behavior, bro. Don't run cargo in a fucking Polaris with the door open. So they took all his shit. They took all the cargo that he had that was worth millions, apparently. And I'm like, well, you know, get what you get, right? No, I think he's got it for another 186 days, and he's got it for another 186 days after the free fly. Remember the thing we were talking about where you're like, press the button? He's still got it. He's still got it. You've made 60 million selling stuff. I lost 2.5 million Destroyer, but I'm also like, They didn't fix it for him, I guess. They're not great. They certainly aren't great. They're not doing a lot besides taking money. But yeah. So he's still got it for a while. 12 Polarises in that Area 18 that I can infinitely call with their shit. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So it's like, okay. Take another one of these ones. The rep grind is slow. We're getting there. And then we'll get to Junior Contractor. And then we'll get another mission that's worth like 29k, but there'll be ships they have to destroy first. So it'll be like, in no way is this rep tree going to be rewarding. But I don't care. I don't care. I'm mostly just here to hang out and talk to you guys. If I'm being completely honest, I don't give a shit about the game. I don't give a shit about the game, okay? Because, I mean, well, we all know. We all know where the game's at the moment, right? We all know what it's really like. I do wish my Shiv had more fuel so I could jump around without having to refuel quite as frequently. A good place? Yeah, it's at the best place, Destroyer. It's ready for 1.0. 2.0 even. You know? It's the best it's ever been. So good. Flawless. Have you played the playtest of Sand Destroyer? Where your map pathing worked? My map pathing has been working the whole time, ever since I learned that you can press R instead of clicking go to destination. Before that, it didn't, but I just press R now. What's SQ42? It's this niche game from an indie developer. It's about space. How you doing, Vilger07? What's cracking, my dude? R doesn't work for you half the time, Hearn. I do know that there are, if you're doing it for some missions, I know that some missions that are at actual jump point locations, not jump points, but like QT markers, sometimes you have to zoom out and click on the location and not the mission. But in general, I know the more you spend, the better the server works for you. Does it, Destroyer? Okay. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to live with the terrible quality of my service because I don't want to spend anymore. Yeah. So if it's a mission that's like, go kill this dude at this RAB, clicking on that directly won't work. You just scroll out a little bit and click on the RAB and then jump to it. Beard's server must be platinum quality. Incorrecto, Darkest. Incorrecto. Are you going to play Sea of Thieves when they bring out that update to basically make our own kind of private servers away from ratbags? What's cracking? Oh, you know, Vilger. I just figured I'd play a game loop that I have zero emotional attachment to, so that if it fails on me, I don't care. So I'm just touching the knees of dead bodies, you know? Just tippy tip touch. And then they go bzzz, and they download their entire life's data to me, and I get paid 24,000 credits. The amount of money we get paid for missions, bro, the problem for me is it's rationalizing the number. I'm like, wait, 24,000 credits. Okay. To touch your body. It all needs a massive rework. Again, cargo hauling missions. Massive rework in terms of money. I'm still of a mindset where I'm like, it feels like too much money straight away. Does that make sense? Does anyone else feel that way? I just feel like we accumulate wealth far too quickly. And I know, like, in this, it's an alpha stage, sure. But I don't know, man. The grind in these games has always been the interesting part to me. And you just seem to get too much money too quickly. You know what I mean? I heard about feet, not knees. Well, you know, either or. The knee bone is attached to the toe bone. I think the shivers are new enough to come with a lamp. No, didn't you hear old mate's super logical explanation of why a lot of ships don't have lamp? Didn't you hear his super awesome explanation, which makes total sense? Are you the dumb? Did you? No, it's no. I mean, I spawned with an Idris, so well, I mean, there you go. So you could already do private levels and Sea of Thieves. Don't play. I love that game. There's something else they're adding because of the whole peanut DDoS thing. Darkest. I think I even sent it to you on TikTok, bro. The explanation is any ship that has a cockpit glass panel that in some way opens has been coded with 2 layers, external and internal. So things like your Gladius, where the cockpit opens, right? It's been coded inside and outside, whereas ships that are just a solid thing where it never moves are not, allegedly. And so that's why ships that have like a cockpit that opens like a fighter jet kind of thing, they'll have lamp. The golem and the ox, because the door opens like the mule, allegedly. The vulture, because it's all one big piece, but one of the side panels opens because it's a door. Again, allegedly. So why does the prospector have lamp then? Well, there you go, Vilger. There you go. That's where you start going, but wait a minute. What about this ship? Wait a minute. Exactly. That's why I've been putting air quotations on allegedly. Because there are some things where you're like, I don't know. That sounds like bullshit to me. I'll find space. Oh. So yeah, that's their alleged reasoning. Hello? Oh, there he is. Touch your knee. I gotta stand here and wait. And then go bleep bloop. And then go bleep bloop. Bleep bloop, baby! Bleep bloop. I love the Shiv. It's such a nice ship. It is such a nice ship. Yeah. Yeah. So I might not stream next week, guys. I've got to go out to a lot of my rural adjacent locations next week for work. So it's like a long drive, a lot of visits kind of situation. So I might not stream next week. I just figured I'd give you the heads up. Star Citizen won't be fixed by then anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I just figured I'd give you guys a heads up just in case you are, you build your life around my streams. I'm sure none of you do, but just in case. Unsubscribe, classic Darkest. Classic Darkest, toxic as shit, horrible person, terrible friend, doesn't play games with me, hates freedom. Scum. Absolute scum. Get him out of here. Filthy. Filthy human being. Disgusting. Nancy adjacent rat. Is what Darkest is. Nancy adjacent rat. Terrible. Terrible. What do you mean you'll find space, Darkest? Don't you have like 40 terabytes on your machine? What are you talking about? What are you storing on your computer? What do you got saved in your computer, bro? A random sub emote? Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense. How many points? How many points you got, Assy? How many points you got? How many? Darkest Shadow's like, here, have all of them. Have all of them, says Darkest. Thank you for that gifted sub, Darkest. You don't have to give Bezos money though. You just tell him. Just tell him. Just tell him. Oh, another one. Another one? What? Do Mustang have lamp? Good question, Vilger. Fuck you, Bezos. Yeah, I don't know. I don't imagine it would, right? You saw Bezos? Shit. Waits for a count to be banned. Bezos doesn't look at this shit, bro. It's just the Clansinator. In Mexico? There's a story there. I feel like there's a story there, Destroyer. We probably don't want to know, right? On his yacht? What? The AI is watching? Always. Always, dude. Unless the Polaris has lamp? I don't think it does. Titan. I think the Titan has lamp. The Titan has lamp. It does. Ooh. I don't think so, which is wild because the Mark 1 does. But the Mark 1 does because the glass doors, the two glass doors at the back, different cockpit system. Different windshield or whatever you want to call it. Interesting. I prefer the Mark 1 to the Mark 2. There's something about the Mark 1 that just feels like the shitty ship that you'd start off with, right? Can you imagine living in the world of Star Citizen, not being like a citizen of like a rich family, living on like some shitty little moon? And like you save up enough money to go to the wreckers and buy an Aurora? Just buying your first Aurora and then being like, look, the components are a bit fucked. You're probably not going to want to jump through any jump points with this quantum drive, but it'll get you between planets and moons. And they're like, the cooler's not great. The coolers aren't great. Don't push the ship too hard unless you want to replace the coolers. Can you imagine how cool that'd be? You'd be like, yo, my first spaceship. It's fucking sick. And the dude who sells it to you is like, look, maybe don't ever take off your helmet. Maybe, look, I'm just saying. Maybe make sure you've got enough oxygen in your suit because the seals aren't great. Does the Ox not? I feel like they time get the shit out of good components with this mining BS. Yeah. 100%. 100%. But that being said, Hearn, I'm currently running in my size 2 ships, the civilian A-grade Hemera quantum drive. Dude, it's so fucking good. When was the last time that you could say, yo, I've got the Hemera? I'm using the A-grade civilian quantum drive and it is fucking perfect for what I need. I understand and I get the frustration of going, I want this because we're so used to like, just go by the military. Why would you have anything else, right? But it's nice that we're finally getting to a point where you're like, I could mine for ages and get the blueprint and then, you know, make a fucking quantum drive. But fuck that. That's tedious. I'm just going to go buy the best A grade I can buy in the game. I think also we should get to a point where like A grades and stuff are rep gated. You know, like civilian components that are A grade, you should have to like get a certain rep with like some civilian faction or some bullshit, right? That'd be cool. By the definition of the Aurora Mark 1, command module should also have lamp. I don't think the command module's door has glass, so I don't think it falls into that logic. Yeah, like, overall, shitty system, but I am enjoying times when I'm like, I don't have military components on certain ships. I'm like, because why would I go to all the effort for a ship that's not getting into fights? And it's like a logical choice for me. I'm like, yeah, cool. You know, eventually if the game ever worked, I'd have military stuff or whatever. But it's nice to, for a time, be like, I don't need it, bro. I genuinely don't need it. And it's not worth the work. That's kind of cool. I just wish we would get to a point where the getting to that point made more sense. You know, Star Citizen though, when will it ever make sense, right? When will it ever make sense? Mole has lamp? Where's your god now? So does Nomad? Well, shit. What's all this then? Intrepid? Well, there you go. I stand corrected, sir. I stand corrected. Okay? Defender? Well, I can't. I wonder if people has lamp. In theory, it should. Wait, does the Fury have lamp? Does the Defender? No, sorry, not the Defender. The Guardian. Does Guardian have lamp? Because in theory, right, according to their reasoning, the Guardian should have lamp, right? Does it? Does it? I don't know. Corbius, when you smell it. Woof. I'm not so sure on the Fury. Fury, yes. Guardian, no. What? Doesn't make any sense at all. It's literally the same. Okay. Cool, bro. Cool. Cool, CIG. Fucking liars. Doing these missions, right? In space. Obviously, I'm in Nyx. So, you know, let's get that out of the way. I miss when these missions were just on, like, I'd go on Daymar and find, like, downed ships and stuff, and there'd be dudes there and kill them. Miss that shit. Where is this body? Is it inside or outside? Is it in the cockpit? Is it in the pit of cocks? Here they are. Look at them. Look at them all squidgy and frozen. Look at them. Huh? Where was your god now? Put lamp in helmets, but don't have time for rational solutions? No. What was it they said? They said the reason we don't have lamp in our helmets is because it would make all the lights for the ship's HUD too bright. That's what they said. That's what they said. I miss the cave missions. Bro, the cave missions are my favorite FPS missions. There was something so cool about those caves. Because when the AI was working and you got slapped around in a cave, you were like, God damn it. It was good times. I miss them too. Wait, look what they took from us. Look what they took from us. How you doing, Average Joe? How you been? Hopefully Star Citizen's not crushing your spirit too much. Not too much, just a little bit. Just some light soul crushing. This game isn't set in the future when high-tech equipment can augment the human condition. Are you joking? Well, yeah, no, that's what they said. That's what they said. That was their reasoning when people were like, hey, that sounds like bullshit. And they're like, well, you know, then everything would be too bright, so no. And you're like, okay, if you say so. I feel it'll be good defense ships and stations are a thing. Sometime in the late 2030s, we'll all be dead by then, bro. Seems to be okay tonight. Oh, that's good, Average Joe. But some ships, Fortune, basically had the lighting set. Yes. Not great. I guess I better call for some fuel. Ugh. Look, a UFO. What's that over there? Very much so. Very much so. Go get some fuel. While I'm waiting for them to pop in, take another one of these contracts. These superfluous, pointless, uninspiring contracts. It is also, I think, if you started off fresh, one of the fastest ways to get access to the QV breaker stations if you just want to get, like, Sadrix. If you're not looking for, like, actually cracking the asteroid, one of the fastest ones. Because I think straight away you get access to the mission to go identify bodies at those locations. Color series list to have lamp, but not Shiv. Classic. Bobblehead on it does. It does need a bobblehead on the dash. I don't think I've attached my bobblehead to anything. I prefer the little holographic flag, personally. That's just me. I think it looks sick. I also want the electronic posters to not disappear when my ship dies. I don't know if they fixed that yet, though. So I got a couple from, like, Best in Show competitions. You know what I mean? I haven't crashed. Well, I am also in space, so there's less things for me to impact with. You know? Less. Not to say it won't happen, but there's less chance of it happening. Honestly, Villager, it was one of the coolest things in Elite Dangerous, where they're like, this is what we monetized. And you'd have like fucking Christmas lights and shit across the dash of your ship. And I'm like, do ship internals. Like a theme for the ship internals. Just release that. Like, you can buy an internal for this ship and it changes the way it looks on the inside. Too difficult. Too much work, you know? And then they go, we'd have to take a team from something else. Don't say something else, say Squadron 42. We'd have to take a team from something else, and then something would be delayed. You mean Squadron 42 would be delayed? Further delayed. Fucking lies. I bought the Shiv module pack and none of the flight blade. I bought the flight blade and paint, but I hate the paint. I literally just wanted the flight blade to see if it was any good. It's okay. I bought it with credit though. I didn't give them new money, but it still counts. Like, they'll still look at the count going, people love the flight blades. I will say though, flight blade on the Shiv gives you a little bit more, you know, zippiness, I suppose. Can't say I hate it. I can't wait for the day that the ironclad actually works without having all weird issues. I think we're still a ways out from that one happening though. No, I feel you, Villager. I understand and I agree with the sentiment. I understand. Yep. How many more of these missions do I need to get enough rep to get a slightly better mission? Ooh, 65 more. 65 more. I call it the Iron Coffin. That's a good one. Ethereal likes to call it the Iron Cuck, which is funny. Iron Chud is a funny one. Iron Bug is a classic. You know, that's a classic. Speed of Ironclad working from 10 to 10. How broken you think the brain will be? Is 10 the most broken and 1 the least broken? Or is 1 the most broken and 10 the most working? Because if the Raylan docks to anything, broken. If the Raylan doesn't dock to anything, I think it could be in the same boat as the Hull B where it actually works. I think we're at a point now where just a standard cargo ship, for the most part, they've figured out where all the brakes are. I think it's just the larger ships that once they dock or something disconnects or all that kind of jazz. But if it doesn't dock to anything, and it's just like an expanding thing like the Hull B, I think they've gotten to a point where they kind of know how that works now. So there's a good chance that the Raylan isn't super broken. Again, CIG, if they can find a way to ruin someone's purchase, they will. But I think it's got a better chance of not being broken than other ships. 0 is the least broken, 10 is the most broken. I think we're going to be at a 3. I'm honestly not hyped for Alien Week. All the goodwill is bled out of me. I've never been the Iron Cuck. Yeah. I've never been excited for Alien Week. Nothing about alien ships ever appeals to me, to be honest. And I love that the monthly pack is a weird looking alien armor and a skin for quite possibly the most hated ship by the community. I think the Sulin, for the most part, is the most hated ship. But 3 is below the 10 to 10 range? Oh, you meant 10 to 10? I understand now. You were making a joke. Gotcha. I misunderstood. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I misread and misunderstood the lead up to your punchline. That's my bad. I apologize. It's gonna be a 10 then, I guess, is the appropriate answer. Is the appropriate response. My bad, bro. Yeah. I had the Sulin for 6 days, enough to make a review video. Back when review videos used to be done on the PU, not the PTU. But now they're all on the PTU. They're all like balked and shit because people gotta pump out a review real fast. And you're like, okay. It just doesn't bring me joy anymore, you know, to do ship reviews, to be honest. I thought it'd be fun, such a broken ship. It was a cool concept, I will say. Like, the cockpit placement, very cool. I think I could have given the ship a bit more grace if the cargo hadn't been 6 1SCU crates. You know what I mean? I think I still would have been annoyed if it had been 3 2SCU, but the fact that it was 6 1SCU, I was just like, what's the fucking point, man? Because there are also locations that don't sell 1 SCU of cargo. Off to bed? Good, not a problem, Dark. Have good sleep, bro. Next week I'm gonna be out of town, but it should be back on Friday. Can want to record a review? I appreciate that, Villager. I will, it did have good contact. I will say that much. I appreciate that, Villager. I will take you up on that, maybe. Maybe. Did I not download the information? There we go. What was the tank on the Sealand? I don't remember. It was like 2.3 or something. Because it's all size 1s components as well, wasn't it? I do wish that I could increase the fuel tank capacity. Or, you know, use the cargo space to put some fuel in. So pretty nuts for its size. Bro, do you remember when the Cutter first came out? And they had gotten the numbers wrong, and it was just like... Oh. It was like 6 million or some bullshit. It was the best. Oh my god, the glory days of the Cutter. Oh. You'd go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you're like, it's the best. And they just fucking nuked it. And you're like, you pieces of shit. This was the best starter ship ever. And they stole it from us. My meat wagon. They stole the meat wagon from me. Collecting bodies, delivering them to Grimhacks. Oh. Raw Mark 2 so nice, but fucking lol. Basically ruined every other starter. I don't know if I agree, Villager. I don't know if I agree. I think if you're going to be a combat-oriented player, great starter. Absolutely. But if you want to get into... Not that it's a viable thing at the moment, but if you ever want to get into, like, ground stuff, the Cutter is great. You can fit the mule in that thing, dude. Fit a bike in that shit. You can fit the Steve in if you really wiggle it. Well, $45 doesn't exist no more. It's a $60 game package. $45 for the ship. Oh, look, I'm not saying the MK2 is trash. I'm just saying it doesn't completely strip every other ship. It's the same as people who are like, why would you buy any of the starter if you can get the Titan? Because maybe people don't want to fucking be a fighter pilot. You know? Maybe they don't want to do that. Maybe that doesn't interest them at all. I loved the Cutter. The Cutter also has a fucking tiny signature, bro. I don't know if they've bumped the signature. It's still like, what's the cross section on the? Does anyone know what the cross section on the Cutter is? I swear it was like 900 at one point, bro. Which is wild. I might have to look back into the Cutter actually. If the signature is still that low, get a stealth Cutter and get back into murdering people with a boom tube. So my YouTube algorithm took me here today. Hello! Anywho, I bought a fairly big pack for this game on Kickstarter or whatever it was, never played it. Can I play the game just doing planet exploring, shooting stuff, not too interested in flying? You can, though the content will feel very shallow for lack of a better term. Like, they're still existing and leaning on this whole we're in an alpha stage. So you can go through a bunch of stuff and do things like that if you just want to feel for it, but the gameplay doesn't feel like it has a goal, if that makes sense. So if you play games where you love progression, you kind of like build yourself up, you get rep with certain companies or you know, institutions and stuff. If you learn things and all that, you will find it to be quite hollow, quite shallow. You can do the things, but you might find you'll very quickly run out of motivation to do the things. So yes, but I wouldn't say that it's going to be a better experience than other games that provide just that. I think the one thing Star Citizen kind of has going for it, which is keeping a lot of us still invested in it, is even though the gameplay feels very shallow, it's the fact that you can have all these different types of gameplay in one game that still keeps us going, hey, maybe it'll be better next year, man. I think that's where they've got us. Because there's so many different types of things crammed into one, but they are so very shallow. So, yes. But, you know, I'm going to muck around with the cutter a bit when I transfer. It's the fact that we've spent our 10k, we can't go back. That's also a factor, right? Absolutely. There's a bit of that. There's a little bit of that. But for me, at least, because I try to find other games to hook me, I really do. Like, I would love nothing better than another game to grab me so wholly, shake me and go, you belong to me now. And I'd be like, okay, thank you. But everything I play, because they've done that thing where they kind of niche in and then expand that gameplay, you do all of that and you get whatever you want from that gameplay, and then you're like, well, that's it now. And we've been sold and trickle-fed and, like, dangled this carrot of, like, you can do all of those things, man, and you don't have to, like, log out of the game. And you're like, whoa! But it is quite shallow. And you still have to create a lot of your own fun, which is fine. There are a lot of games that you do that in. But for me personally, I'm still waiting on, like, reputation that actually is reputation and not just, hey, get to, like, tier 3 of reputation and then I'll let you make a thing that's incrementally better than the other thing you can just get through other gameplay. I'm like, okay, sure. So that's where I'm at. And I'm hooked and I hate it. So the planet exploration, the game said you could, like, No Man's Sky didn't really get implemented. I wouldn't really call it exploration in the sense of, like, you don't get... Okay, so you could explore and do things. You won't find a lot. You'll find stuff, but you won't find a lot. And it's not the same way as, like, you know, in Skyrim or something where you kind of, like, follow and you see markers and you're like, hey, let's go check out the thing and see what it is, because there's not that much. But you definitely don't get a game mechanic of, boop, you've discovered something. Does that make sense? Because I think a lot of people, when they want exploration, they want that game thing of, boop, ping, blunk, you've discovered this, and they love that kind of, like, you discover, even if you aren't the first to discover it, you know, like Elite Dangerous in No Man's Sky, you go there and go, you found this system, it was named by Joe Bob. You're like, oh, cool. You don't get that here. And I think a lot of people want that, and I don't think they'll ever really be able to do it. The game does not respect your time. It doesn't. Well, I don't think it's... I think we keep saying the game doesn't respect our time, but I think we should start saying the devs don't respect our time. It'll be fun to find random NPC accurate. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. God. Like I was saying before, because I'm doing these dumb missions where you find bodies, right? Because I'm like, hey, what isn't broken at the moment? Do you remember when we used to do these, again, dumb missions where you'd find a body, but it'd be on, like, the surface of Daymar, and it'd be a downed starfarer, and there'd be, like, 5 douchebags standing around with their guns. And at first you were like, hey, it's really annoying that I've got to kill these 5 dudes to go touch a body. And now, 3 years later, I'm like, damn, I wish those dudes were there that I could kill before I touch a body. They took away a lot of these things that instead of expanding on something and adding to it and bolstering it, they just went, nah, take it out. Why? Why? Why is it all gone? And they give us some, like, packaged excuse of, like, oh, yeah, you know, it's insert name of tech here. Once that's there, it'll be there. So now, what is it? What is it? Maelstrom now? Maelstrom's the new fix, the solve. There's missions, you might even loot a book. Yeah, bro, when they introduce those different colored boxes and you're like, yo, what's up with this? Yeah, where'd they go? Anyway. Hey, Riot, you like PvP? Are you going to be playing Sand Raiders of Sophie. Have you tried the playtest? I played a little bit, not very recently. I played like ages ago when it was super broken. It was fun. It's kind of like an extraction looter shooter where you're on like these mechanical walking machines. You can play by yourself or you can play with your friends. I'm enjoying it. I like it. I know that you're into PvP on the occasion. Never heard of it. Yeah, it's called Sand, semicolon, Raiders of Sophie. Looking forward to War Dogs? Me too. Me too. Where are you sitting with, COD's fucking trying to trick us again. They're like, hey guys, DMZ is going to be fucking great. I'm like, shut up, COD. Shut up, COD. It's not. They're like, no, it's going to be good this time. It's going to be super cool. You're going to like, there'll be like a bounty system and shit. You're like, shut up, COD. Go away. Anyway, that's me. That's how I think about it. The last COD that I enjoyed was COD 4 Modern Warfare, way back when on 360. Every other COD I've played has just gotten shittier and shittier and shittier. At least it's not free to play now. Oh. I might be nuts, but I kind of miss the space cops stopping you to scan. Bro! Right? Why was that taken away? Given how much more illicit cargo is floating around, I don't think it's as nice as it was when it was just Stanton, but at least it's kind of getting better. But yeah, definitely. Not in the middle of a fight. I mean, yes. That was funny. That was funny. Cops rock up, you're getting shot to shit, and they're like, hey, stop. You're like, wait, what? They're like, what's in your cargo hold? Though, when they were following you around, because they hadn't gone to someone else yet, it was so much fun angling your ship in such a way that they would crash into a station. God damn. DMZ be cool, not gonna lie, a long time hater from COD. Okay, fair Counter-Strike. I'm not gonna talk poo-poo on the thing that you like. It does not appeal to me. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say that it does not appeal to me. Okay? Did I take a new mission yet? I got easily distracted because I'm Spoon. I did not take a new mission yet. No, not that one. This one. The cheapy ones, please. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, check it out. Check it out, Riot. I don't know if it's your jam, but I figured I'd suggest it. I'm just trying to get as many people I know to play this damn game. Well, I mean, I would say have a look at it, Riot. Just because if you play Tarkov, you might enjoy elements of Sand. I just don't know if it's going to be all the way your thing. But it does seem to be a game that's kind of like gone under the radar of a lot of people. So I'm basically just like spruiking it as often as I can. Because I think it's going to be fun. Like, I've tried a bunch of extraction shooters. I'm not very good at combat, at PvP combat. But I do enjoy the idea of it. But I think because this is orcas and on foot, it adds a little bit of a variety where I might enjoy it more than just your standard kind of shooters. Star Wars Zero Company. Oh, I have not looked into that. I shall have to look into that. Although I haven't played a great deal of Star Wars games of late. I've kind of fallen off of Star Wars in general. You know? It's like XCOM Star Wars. Oh, I never played XCOM, but I did see really cool things about it. Santa's like the land version of It is basically, yeah. Yeah, average Joe. Yeah, it's Sand of Thieves. We just can't start calling it Sand of Thieves. There you go. It's Sand of Thieves. So if you enjoy Sea of Thieves, you might enjoy Sand of Thieves. I need to get that made into a t-shirt before someone else does. That's funny. But yeah, so that's out in 13/14 days. Will my rig run Star Citizen? So long as you've got 32 gigs of RAM and you've got a solid state drive, it will run the game. It's not going to be beautiful if you're used to other, because that's the thing, like, people will have these specs and they go, it runs everything else really well, and you're like, yeah, but that's Star Citizen's dumb the way they've coded it. So you could have a great rig and you'll still be like, wow, performance of this is shit, just because it's not properly optimized. You could run it, whether or not you'll enjoy it, you know, I can't say that. It's shallow in a lot of areas. Check out Vault Breakers. That sounds familiar. Yeah, I mean, you'd be able to run it, Counter-Strike. Whether or not you'd enjoy it, whether or not it would, because like a lot of people as well, they're like, oh, I get 120 frames in this game, and then they play this, they're like, why am I getting 32 frames? And we're like, yo, 32 frames is good. 32 frames is good for this fucking game, so just be aware of that. It's going to make you go, ew. There'll be some scenes where it runs really well and you like to see a sunset or a space nebula and you're like, damn, that looks nice. But just be prepared that it kind of, it bucks the trend of like, oh, that should do it. You're like, yeah, it'll do it. But you might be annoyed. You might feel some degree of disappointment, and that's not your fault, and that's not your machine's fault. You don't have too high of an expectation. It's just this game is like, fuck your specs. I don't care about your machine. Yeah, it's the game. Yeah, this is definitely like, it's not you, it's the game. This game ever coming to Steam? I don't think so, Counter-Strike. I think their financial model is too set in the way they do things and makes them too much money that they would ever kind of like let someone take a cut. So I don't think so. No, I can't see them ever doing that. Yeah, like there'd be a control thing. There's no way in hell that they would ever let someone take a cut regardless of what the percentage is. They'd be like, yeah, fuck. So I don't think it ever will, man. It'll always be like their own thing. No. Yeah, Vilge, yeah. No, I think this will always be through their launcher. They love their money too much, bro. And yeah, like Olmate said, like the owner's like a control freak. And I think it really comes from the money, honestly. Regardless of what anyone else says, like they've got a stranglehold of people's wallets, and they're like, why would they let anyone else have any sort of that? Like that money's ours. That's our theory. That he's getting ready to dip. He's like, that's my money. Squadron 42, yeah, I think Squadron 42 I can see going to Steam at some point in the future, and console, yes, but Star Citizen, God no. No. There's way too much. I think Squadron 42, if and when it ever releases, I think they'll do a full year entirely through their launcher before they even contemplate the idea of selling it through anyone else. Because the other thing is, I can't see Chris Roberts ever going, hey, let's put Squadron 42 on sale through Steam and also let them take a cut. No way. They love their money too much. So it's probably a fair assessment to say probably not, because money. Trying to remember where the okay, the body's right there. Sick. I don't even need to look that much. Look at this dead guy. Look at this dead guy. You weren't wearing your helmet, son. Touch his toes. Boop. Bleep bloop. Yeah, I can see that. No way. Chris has a very high opinion of himself and his ideas. Very high opinion. Not in a billion trillion years. No way. Okay, how far away? How far away from this? I like how I look every time knowing full well it's not going to be there because it's like the slowest grind ever. Oh, oh, oh. Unless that tipped me over. Oh, oh. Yes. So that's what I was doing. Potential assassin victim. Oh. Missing employee. QV. Client. QV. And then assassin victim. This contract to be flagged as combat likely, so prepare accordingly. Ooh. What do you get out of Star Citizen? Hey, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate you, Counter-Strike. What do I get? Oh. You know people who are addicted to gambling? And they go and they gamble. And they love winning, right? They love winning. They love winning the money. But do they ever stop at winning the money? No. They keep gambling. Because eventually they're going to lose their money. And the weight of the world is going to crash down on them, and they're going to realize that they just spent their life savings betting on black. And now they're screwed. Maybe they borrowed a bunch of money from a loan shark, and the loan shark's about to break their kneecaps, you know? And there's that feeling of dread. But then when all that's said and done, and their kneecaps are broken and they're healing up at home, they're still alive. Now, if that makes sense to you, you might be the perfect person to play Star Citizen. Now, if it doesn't, maybe, probably don't. I'd say maybe don't play Star Citizen. But that's kind of what it's like. At the moment, Star Citizen for me is a healthy way for me to play this, get frustrated with it, and go, why don't you just do something and make it great? And then I go play another game that is finished. Now, it is obviously a very small slice of a gameplay style, but I play that and it brings me a lot of joy. And I go, oh, this feels so good. This feels so good. And then that's like the winning, right? And then I finish the game and I go, well, there's nothing else to do in this game. I'll go back to Star Citizen. And then I have this cherished memory of something being so good. So at the moment, I use Star Citizen as a way to make other games awesome. Hearing you both, I agree, from Star Citizen, get experience with everything the world entails. Yeah, sounds brutal. It is brutal. I like the idea of Star Citizen. The execution of it, not so great. Very, very rough at the moment. I think the big thing for me of like why I bought into the whole Star Citizen thing is like I will play, you know, like a first-person shooter or a crafting game or a farming game or whatever. But you only get to do that thing. Like, you can't do all of the things, and Star Citizen has promised us, that's the big caveat there, they've promised us that we'll get to do all of those things in the one game. So really, it's a toxic relationship with an abusive ex-girlfriend, and you just keep going back because you're like, hey, it might be good this time. And that's where we're at. Maybe don't spend money on it, is my advice. I'd say probably don't. When it's good, it's okay. Don't say when it's good, Hearn, because that's a lie. When it's good, it's okay. And when it's bad, it's fucking terrible. But, you know, they've got us caught. They've got us caught because we have invested money. We are the idiots who've put money into it. You know, I haven't put as much as some, but I have put more than others. You know? But I also love aesthetics, right? And there are genuinely some things in the game that just look gorgeous and you're like, God damn, that's cool. But like I was saying before, one good and one bad example if you have the time. Bad examples, too many. Like, too many. There are people that get locked out of their account for weeks at a time, so literally can't play the game they've paid hundreds of dollars to play. Some people get locked out and they'll submit a ticket, nothing happens. That's one of a billion bad examples. There's too many bad examples to count. Good. Sometimes you'll play with your friends and you'll achieve absolutely nothing, right? But you get to spend time with your friends and they get to go do their own thing, right? You ever played a game that you really like and it's a multiplayer game and but it's one of those annoying ones where they're like, oh no, one person has to be the host, and you're like, well, this sucks, right? This sucks. I don't want to have to be the host. I don't want to be the guy that's online. So I'm just going to rent a server. And so you rent a server. And you know how that like elevates it? It's like that, but more. And you can see if you party up with them, but you know your friends are floating around, right? It's like that. But again, sometimes it just doesn't work. It's yeah. It upsets me. So here's the thing. Every time I find a new game to play, I hope in my heart, Counter-Strike, that it's going to be the game that grabs me by the throat and says, you belong to me now, you'll love me forever and you'll never leave. I hope in my heart. But nothing has. Nothing has, and it's so sad. I'm like, come on, man. There's got to be something that's really good. Because they're finished games, right? They have a beginning, they have an end, and they've got this bubble of all the things you can do in it, and that's it. Whereas Star Citizen is like, hey, we've got plans for these 15 million things that you can do. You can't do a lot of it. There's like a little bread, it's like a little taste test. You know, you go, can you imagine if you went to a buffet that had every single type of food in the world, but it was just a little tiny hors d'oeuvre on a stick? Little tiny stick? That's what it is. That's what Star Citizen is at the moment. You walk into a buffet and they go, we've got every food here. Every food that you want here. But then Counter-Strike, you go up to a particular spot and there's a food you want, you know? There's like maybe there's like a little sushi thing on a little hors d'oeuvre stick and you're like, I want that. But it's not a sushi on a stick. It's a picture. It's a printed picture of the sushi on the stick. And you can't have it. But it says coming soon. And you're like, when? And they go, we don't answer the question when, but it's coming. And you're like, okay. Well, now I feel like sushi. So you go look for something else that's kind of like sushi. Maybe it's like the little hot dog puffs. You know, it's wrapped in puff pastry. It's got a little sausage, and you're like, hey, this is kind of like sushi. It's not really, but it's kind of like sushi. And you grab that and you eat it. You're like, delicious. And you're like, okay, well, I want a bigger one now. And they're like, no, we don't have any more. We don't have any bigger ones. And then sometimes you're like, oh, well, I paid $45. How you doing, Shelly? You paid your $45 to play, and you've had your little hors d'oeuvres. And you're like, nice. And then a waiter walks out and he's like, hey, everybody, I've got a giant hot dog. You said you wanted a giant hot dog, right? And you're like, yeah, I want a giant hot dog. And they're like, sick. Now you can have the giant hot dog now, but it's $25. And you're like, whoa, shit. And they're like, or you can wait 3 months or 6 months, and then that giant hot dog will be included in that $45 you paid. You're like, sick. And like, but we're gonna make you do 45,000 laps of the restaurant. Sometimes you'll be doing laps of the restaurant with people, and you'll make some friends. But sometimes you'll be walking around doing laps of the restaurant because you want to save up enough points to buy that hot dog in game, and someone will walk up to you and kick you in the shin, and he'll take your laps from you. And then he'll call it piracy, and he'll laugh at you, and then you have to start doing laps again. These are all terrible, but also incredibly accurate descriptions of what Star Citizen is. I hope that helps. I read a lot of sci-fi and just want to experience that in game. Look, you'll experience some of that, but a lot of what you want to experience, probably not. There are people that play this game, and the only thing they do in this game is kill other players, steal their things, blow up their ships. Because every other game loop in this game is shallow. But sometimes, when they kill or steal from or blow up another player, it expands into that thing that you want. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't like that gameplay. You know, it's not a PvE game. It's a PvP capable game. So you'll see a lot of people screaming in the general chat. But I completely understand why people go down that route, because it doesn't have the same railroaded bullshit of like PvE, right? You're like, how is this player going to react? What are they going to do? Sometimes it's boring for them, sometimes it's super fun. But I completely understand why they do it, because what we've been given is pretty shallow. And their mums never hugged them as kids? Damn. Sometimes Counter-Strike, sometimes it's the best experience you've ever had in a game. And sometimes you look at the clock and you go, I just spent 8 hours waiting in a station for my friends to get ready, and they did nothing. And then they flew out of the station, crashed, threw a tantrum, and logged off, and I've wasted all my time waiting for them. Sometimes that'll happen. You never know. If you are not a patient person, don't play this game. If you want a sense of achievement and completion at the end of each of your gaming sessions, do not play this game. If you are the kind of person who will play a game, take 16 screenshots of it, and go and feel really satisfied, this might be the game for you. Might be. It could be. Maybe. But it's hard to say. Some people spend money on this game and play it once a year. Playing this for a few years, do you think it's improved sufficiently over the amount of time they released it comparative to the amount of people on the dev team? Asking the deep questions? No. Because... how can I... They started building a house. They started building a house, and instead of putting plaster on the walls and electricity in the building and then painting over it, they kept expanding the house. They kept expanding the house. And what they'll do is they'll build the house, they'll expand the house, and they'll paint the outside. They'll paint the outside so that people driving past go, yo, that looks sick. That's a nice fucking house. Maybe I want to go in that house. And then you go inside, you're like, yo, why is there still brick showing? Okay, last question for me. Do you think it will ever get to their original vision? No. They've already deviated from the original vision. It keeps changing, Counter-Strike. They keep moving the goalposts for themselves. No, not at all. The original vision was not even supposed to be like flying direct to planets. It was supposed to be in a context like Starfield. You know, where you're in your ship, you fly, you have a point on the map you fly to. It was supposed to be that, but with 100 star systems. And then they just kept changing it, adding it, changing it. They're like, oh no, you can fly direct now. You can do all this kind of stuff. They've done the thing that other space games didn't do, while at the same time not doing the things that space games did that made them popular. They made the washroom but didn't install a shitter. No, there's a shitter in every ship, Gabba, and we'll never shit. Yeah, it's like that. I am now becoming, I'm a naysayer now. I don't think Squadron 42 is going to do well. I don't think it's going to do well. I think it's going to be a niche product. I think once Squadron 42 is released and people played it, again, it's a single player game. It's not going to transition people across to multiplayer as much as they want it to, because they've always been able to play it during the free flies. So the people that would already know about it. I think they are doing everything they need to check mark the boxes for their Kickstarter, and then they're either going to let a company buy them out, or they're going to find a way to cut and run. That's where I'm at now. I'm now a negative Nancy. I think it's now evolved into the scam mentality that people think it is. I think that's where they're at. They're like, we gotta fucking ditch this shit. Right? The promises got bigger and bigger, and they continue to. And they keep going, oh no, no, once this new piece of core technology exists, then it's gonna fix things. It's not. They closed the Kickstarter, activated private backers. Yep. Yeah, so all the money that you spend on this game that I'm playing right now goes to their single player game. Like 90% of it. All of the effort goes to that. Not this thing that we want to play here. No, it goes towards Chris Roberts' interactive movie because he's angry at Hollywood. That's what it is. Yep. Did I take this mission yet? I probably need fuel though, don't I? Oh, that's right. I didn't take the mission because I want the... How is this still 100 rep? Wait. It's still 100 rep? But I now need more of them? Christ. God damn it. Okay. Alright. Okay. This game is built on spaghetti code, true, and layered, nothing documented. Then the people who wrote that base code left. Now they just keep adding code on them. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Which is when when a game is mildly interesting, I'm like, yo, let's try this out and see if it brings me joy. You know? You know? So at this point in time, Counter-Strike, I cannot in good conscience recommend it. But also, I will not say what you should do with your money. Like Zombie Butcher, that's not co-op though, is it? That's the history of the game if you're not a white knight? Yeah, no. I think it's just, yeah. We keep playing because we love pain. We keep playing because nothing else has hooked us with what's in it and what they say it is. Like, we've been hooked into a dream, right? We've become dreamers. But some days, I will also say, I suppose I should say something nice about the game. There are some days, if you find a ship that you find aesthetically pleasing, and there's a place in this game that you find aesthetically pleasing, sometimes you can just cruise and drive. Now, that shouldn't be the reason you spend money on the game, okay? But sometimes you can do just that, and it is fun, and it is enjoyable, but I don't think it'll be what I hoped it would be. I'm so hyped for War Dogs, but I followed Bulkhead from the start. Bat 1944 was supposed to be COD as they made promo. I'm nervous about it. Yeah. I know I shouldn't have upgraded my ship, but I was depressed and did it anyway. Still feel bad about it. Don't be dumb like me. Bro, a lot of us do it. A lot of us do it. I do need to go... I need to go check the stats on the cutter. Because if it does have that smaller cross-section, I need to go buy it in-game and put stealth components on it. Because I think it might be the go for, like, flying in and boom-tubing people. Because now that you've got to, like, ping scan to pick stuff up on cross-section, if you can be, like, 1.5 kilometers away from someone and them not be able to see you unless they, like, know exactly where your ship is, could be good. Not that there's a lot to do in terms of like sneaking up on players, but it could be a fun little thing to do. Because I know in like 3... No. Wait, was it 3? Might have been. Way back when Jumptown was still a thing, I was flying that thing in, and it was 1.3 cross-section, I think. Well, I hope War Dogs is everything you want it to be, Counter-Strike. I always hope that the game people are waiting for is the thing that they want. Because, there's very little in terms of gaming that is more disappointing than it not being the thing, right? What do we got here? We got a douchebag. We got a douchebag in a Mantis and a douchebag in a Mustang. Alright. Let's go kill the Mantis douchebag first. See if he likes missiles. Does he like missiles? Probably not. Oh. Let's give him a second missile, eh? Let's give him a second missile. Hey. Sent him home in a body bag. What about this guy? Hello. No, this is PvE, Gabba. These are just their NPCs. Hence why I'm killing them so easily. Because they're just like spoon AI. No, I'm like out in the middle of nowhere doing PvE stuff. I doubt I'll encounter anyone out this way. Also, like, the servers are in such a bad state at the moment. I don't think anyone's really playing, to be honest. Hey.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Where's the...
Shield system is hit.
Go find this dude's body, I guess. Go find this dude's body. Convince you not to buy? Yeah. We've done our duty, Hearn. We've saved another soul. Chris Roberts just got angry somewhere. He's like, ban Beard of Oz from the service. This son of a bitch. I'll never make the partner program, Hearn. They'll never give me free ships to give away. Oh no. As you can tell, I'm all broken up about it. Is that the body there? It is. Look at that. Look at this dead guy. Look at this dead guy here. Look at him. He's dead. He dead. I could be the next Ollie 43. Nah. I can't do it. I'm too brutally honest. Too brutally honest about this game. You know? That's my problem. That's my problem. I'm not a believer, you know? You gotta be a believer. You gotta be a believer, man. I'm just not. He's like, I'm free. Oh, look, it's Billy Elliot. Look at him. Touch his boot. Where's your boot? Yeah, there's a few of like the, you know, the creators that are like part of whatever they call their program that are like, oh yeah, go to the grey market. And you're like, surely I keep telling you it's the new Grumpy Eye. No one is the new Grumpy Eye. You can't replace Grumpy Eye. How dare you insult Grumpy Eye like that? Let's see how little rep that 100 did for this tree. Okay, so it's the same. Okay, so there's so little going on, it's pretty much the same amount of rep. Okay, well that's not so bad, I suppose. That's not so bad, I suppose. You know what? Whatever. Let's suss this. I'm probably gonna die. How far away is it? 91? She's Louise. Okay. I'm gonna call a ship in for fuel. Let's go to a breaker station to touch a body and get shot by either AIs or players. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Let's see these dudes bringing some fuel for me. Hello. I need some fuel. Bring me some juicy, juicy fuel.
Docking initiated. Docking approved.
Yeah, Vilja. That's how they get ya. That's how they get ya. They slowly squeeze you. They squeeze all the joy and money out of you. And then it's too late. And then it's too late. You know? Docking complete? Whoa! It's so dumb, Hearn.
100%.
It's so dumb.
Stand by for launch. Docking launch complete.
I have noticed now that when you finish refueling, they disconnect automatically and leave, whereas previously you had to request to undock. That's cool. That I found that to be the funniest part. I'm like, wait, out of all the alien ships, you chose the one that is unanimously the most hated in the community? Okay. Cool. Smart. They're like, no, guys, it's popular.
Quantum drive is now.
Says who? Says who? Who said it was popular? Who lied to you? It's not. It's absolute trash. And the worst part is, like, in theory, the Sulin should be cool. It should be. The cargo was a weird choice, but I think it was them force-feeding it down so many players' throats with the executive hangars. That's what did it. That's what killed the... any chance that ship had at love. Any chance. They ripped it out of the community. Wild. Sulin paint? Woo! Nah. Well, I don't think the ship is even broken. I don't think there's even like a mechanical issue with the ship. It still works. I don't think anything's broken with it. I think it's just the cargo was a weird choice. Bro, who thought that was a good idea? The landing takeoff is awesome. I love the cockpit. I love that it's different. That, Hearn, if you're one of those people that didn't like it because of that, it means you can't fly and you're a terrible pilot. Okay? That's a you problem. Nothing wrong with the ship. But yeah, it's the executive hangar. That's why people hate it. Large hitbox, yeah. The large hitbox thing is just people who grab a ship that is not meant to be a combat ship and go, why can't I get combat with it? It's got shields and guns. It should be a fighter. You know, it's not a fighter. It's not a fighter. It's a weird little starter. What do you mean my hull B isn't a combat specialist? It's got 3 shields and 4 size 3 guns. It should be a beast. It's not meant for that. Let's face it, not many players aim the Prowler. The Prowler's cool. The buttons do not work. Can I get into cockpit elevator? Oh, really? Okay. Okay, fair, Vilja. I used to use it as a personal transport to get to org events. I liked it. It was unique. I think that was its selling point, right? But if, like you say, it is broken, then fair. Okay. That is also, I can't argue with that, even without having tested it, because it's very Star Citizen, it's very CIG. So you could very well be telling the truth. I didn't like it because of the cargo. Like, when it first came out, I didn't like that it was 6 1SU containers. I'm like, why? Why couldn't you make 3 2SU containers? It makes no sense. Who wants this? Nobody. Nobody wants this. This is ridiculous. What are you talking about? Oh, the elevator can kill you? Sick. Sick. Classic. Have a good one, Shelly. Holo starter? Yeah, that was insulting. I'm like, why? Why'd you do that? And the weird part is, it's not even like it's placed in a ring of like 6 small ones. It's got the slats for it. You're like, wait, you could have done 3 2SU containers. You chose not to do that. That was a choice, CRG. What fucking spoon in the company chose that? I don't know. Anyway. Let's see how we go at this QV breaker. And then that might be the last of these missions I do. You're an executive spoon? Or they're an executive spoon? Maybe. You could do the grid. You could, but why? So I'm interested to see what lessons they've learned from the Sulin with the Raylan. Like, wouldn't it be funny if the Sulin was just a sacrificial lamb? Just to see how badly people hated certain things? You know what? Now that you mentioned that, Ern, because the elevator on the Sulin is killing people, there's a very good chance it'll kill people on the Raylan, because it'll be the same tech. Don't feel bad for the Counter-Strike guy. We just saved him money and time. He can go play something that won't make him sad and angry. I'd rather be brutally honest and ruin someone's hopes for this game than have them spend money on this fucking project and then go, wait, but you said it was fun. Like, no. That's when I'm scared. What CIG learned? Worst combination of words ever? Yeah, they haven't learned shit. Or the team that's supposed to have learned it got laid off or moved, right? No, we did the right thing by being honest. I think that's always the key. Look, also, it's fucked right now, right? Can you imagine being a person who spends $45 right now to play this game and the first thing you see is fucking degraded performance? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Jesus Christ. I'd be livid. I'd be mad. I've done that sometimes. I play games that people are genuinely in love with and they don't point out like the flaws of it and I spend money on it. I'm like, wait, this is shit. Squad? I played Squad and I was doing like the intro mission and I was like, fuck this game. And this is after having played Hell Let Loose, mind you. And I was still like, no, fuck this shit game. Oi. Someone left a fucking Perseus here, hey? Do you reckon they're still here? Do you reckon they're still here? Let's find out. Let's see if there's a name attached to it. Owner? Leonard 4L. They're still here, bro. They're still here, bro. They are 100% still here. Is my belief. And they're on the pad too. Probably farm the Astro base? I'd say so. Where's the entrance to this thing? Is there a... Is that it there?
Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Guessing this is not an entrance after all.
Friendly fire. 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 Friendly fire.
Don't even know if that's the door or not. Guessing that's not a way in then.
Friendly fire.
Oh well. We'll try this the old-fashioned way.
Friendly fire.
What is this thing I'm shooting at? Not an entrance?
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
I'm guessing not. It looks like it should be a hangar or an opening.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Also haven't seen anyone run this way, so that's interesting.
Friendly fire. Friendly fire.
Oh well. Let's do it this way and blow it up then.
Friendly fire.
I got 200 more rounds.
Friendly fire.
It's literally the thing I was talking about, bro. Look at it.
Friendly fire.
Look at that.
Friendly fire.
See?
Friendly fire.
What do you think I was talking about? Ready?
Self-destruct sequence is online.
Nope, that's not where I want to go. That doesn't look like the main deck. Upper deck? Main deck. No, we're on upper deck. Take his basketballs? Maybe. Still the fuses? No, I'm gonna do better than that.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the
Guessing this is not the pilot seat then?
check. Self-destruct activated.
I could fly off with it, but I'm not gonna. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. They got me. Oh well. Took me so long to get in there. I think they'll realize. I think they'll realize. That's right. And also, I think self-destructing that thing is like a minute. So it's probably forever anyway. Anyway. All right, guys. That'll do me for the night. What excitement we had. What excitement we had. So, as a reminder, in case you weren't there for it, I may not be streaming. Yeah, they disabled it. I may not be streaming next week. I got some extended visits to some locations a little bit further out next week. So, if I do stream, awesome. No audio. Okay. So, as always, guys, be good to each other. Stay beardy. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye.